After I won $690,000 in the lottery, my parents wanted to take the money and give it to my dear sister, which would ruin my future. Of course, I refused, and they threw me out, thinking I would come crawling back. But karma caught up with them. You wouldn't expect what I did to them. I never asked to be born. Hell, my parents never asked for me either. The way my mom tells it, she was young and stupid, head over heels for some guy who couldn't keep it in his pants. Next thing you know, boom, baby on the way. That baby was me, Sheila, the mistake. Mom wanted to get rid of me, but both sets of grandparents found out and shut that down real quick. Back then, you didn't raise kids alone, so Mom and Dad got hitched, and I came along kicking and screaming 9 months later. Dad never let me forget how I'd ruined his life. There goes my youth, he'd mutter every time he looked at me. To him, I wasn't a daughter, I was a ball and chain dragging him down from the life he thought he deserved. For 10 years, it was just the three of us in that little house, me tiptoeing around, trying not to piss off Dad, Mom cooking and cleaning like her life depended on it, and Dad coming home from work with a scowl that only deepened when he saw me. Then came the miracle, my little sister Sarah, the golden child, the one they actually wanted. And me? I was shoved even further into the background. Sheila, watch your sister. Sheila, be quiet, Sarah's sleeping. Sheila, why can't you be more like Sarah? It was Sarah this, Sarah that. She got new clothes, I got hand-me-downs. She got praise, I got scolded. She got love, I got used to disappointment. By the time I was 10, I was doing most of the housework, scrubbing toilets, mopping floors, dusting shelves, you name it, I did it. Not that I got any thanks for it, it was just expected. But there was one chore I didn't mind, cooking. Something about mixing ingredients, creating flavors, it felt like magic. I remember the first time I made my special lasagna for a family gathering. Aunt Linda took a bite and her eyes lit up. Mary, this is incredible. When did you become such a master chef? Mom just smiled and nodded, soaking up the praise. I stood in the corner, invisible as always. Actually, I made it, I said, trying to make my voice heard. Aunt Linda laughed like I just told a joke. Sheila likes to help in the kitchen sometimes, Mom cut in smoothly, still basking in the compliments. Isn't that right, dear? I shut my mouth, knowing it was pointless. No one ever believed me anyway. Growing up, the kitchen became my sanctuary. While Sarah got showered with attention and gifts, I found solace in pots and pans. By the time I hit high school, I could whip up a mean pot roast that even Dad couldn't complain about. Not bad, he'd grunt, shoveling food into his mouth. Coming from him, that was high praise. But it wasn't just about feeding my family, I had bigger dreams. Every night, I'd close my eyes and picture it, my own restaurant, bustling with happy customers, all of them savoring my creations. One night at dinner, I couldn't hold it in anymore. I want to open a restaurant someday, I blurted out. The silence that followed was deafening. Then Sarah snickered. You? A restaurant? Mom looked concerned, like I just announced I wanted to be an astronaut. Dad didn't even look up from his plate. Restaurants fail all the time. You'd be broke in a month. But I'm good at cooking, I protested. Everyone likes my food. Everyone likes free food, Dad scoffed. Doesn't mean they pay for it. Sarah piped up, her voice sickeningly sweet. Maybe you could work at McDonald's, Sheila. I hear they're always hiring. When it came time for college, I set my sights on the best culinary school I could find. To my shock, Dad agreed to pay for it. This is your inheritance, he said gruffly. Don't expect anything else. The house, the savings, that's all going to Sarah. I should have been hurt, but honestly, I was too excited about culinary school to care. This was my chance to prove myself, to learn from real chefs and hone my skills. College was a whirlwind of chopping, sautéing, and baking. For the first time in my life, I felt like I belonged somewhere. My classmates actually appreciated my cooking, and my instructors praised my creativity. But reality came crashing back when I graduated. With no money for my own place, I had to move back home. The contrast between my college life and my family's indifference was stark. So, you're a chef now? Sarah smirked over dinner. Does that mean you'll be doing all the cooking from now on? Mom jumped in before I could respond. That's a wonderful idea. Sheila can cook, and you can focus on your studies, dear. And just like that, I was back to being the family maid, but this time with a culinary degree gathering dust on my shelf. I managed to land a job as an assistant chef at a local restaurant. The pay was lousy, but it was a foot in the door. Every night, I'd come home exhausted, only to face a mountain of dishes and laundry. This is your rent, Mom would say, handing me a list of chores. You're not a child anymore, you need to contribute. But I didn't let it break me. Every spare moment, I was planning, dreaming, scheming. I knew that someday, somehow, I'd have my own restaurant. And when that day came, I'd show them all what Sheila was really capable of. 2 years crawled by, each day a carbon copy of the last. I cooked, I cleaned, I worked my ass off at the restaurant, and I watched as Sarah continued to be showered with everything I'd ever wanted. The day Sarah started high school, Dad came home with a beaming grin on his face. Sarah, honey, he called out, come see what I got you. We all trooped outside. There, sitting in our driveway like some kind of shiny insult, was a brand new car. A car? But I can't even drive yet, Sarah said, her eyes wide. Dad laughed, tossing her the keys. You will soon enough. My girl deserves the best right from the start. I bit my tongue so hard I tasted blood. When I turned 16, I got a second-hand bike. And even that was only because I needed it to get to my part-time job. It didn't stop there. Every week, there was something new for precious Sarah, the latest iPhone, a MacBook Pro, designer clothes. They even renovated her bedroom, turning it into something that looked like it belonged in a luxury hotel. Meanwhile, I was still in my old room, the same faded wallpaper, the same creaky bed I'd had since I was 10. But hey, at least the spiders kept me company, right? I started thinking about moving out. Maybe I could find a roommate, split the rent on some tiny apartment, anything would be better than this constant reminder of how little I mattered. But then came Christmas. I'd been saving up, determined to get everyone nice gifts for once, to show them I wasn't the failure they thought I was. I ended up buying lottery tickets for everyone. Not the cheap scratch-offs, but tickets for the big jackpot. Christmas morning came, and I handed out the envelopes, trying not to look too eager. Mom opened hers first, her face fell. Oh, lottery tickets. Dad snorted. What is this, a gas station gift? Sarah didn't even bother opening hers, she just rolled her eyes. Gee, thanks, Sheila. Real thoughtful. Well, Mom said, her voice sickly sweet, I guess since Sheila didn't really get us anything, she won't be expecting any gifts either. That seems fair, doesn't it? I felt a lump forming in my throat. Without a word, I snatched the lottery tickets from Dad's hand. You know what? I'll take them. Merry Bloody Christmas. Now you can watch the second part by pressing share and more.